Good evening, everyone. Happy Easter Sunday, I suppose. I'm Chris. Down below in the fancy ass robe there is Jedi/Sith Eric, Hugh Hefner Eric, Fancy Eric.
This is the I don't give a fuck version of me for today.
Oh, okay, so that's different from the rest of the time. How?
It's not.
All
I
right.
just want to let it be known.
Sneezy cat.
And the kitties are sneezing.
Yeah.
Of course, joined by our Nerd Table brethren, Dan Peck.
What?
And Dan is here to tell us some exciting news about CKCC Online on Twitch.
Oh, that's why I'm here?
Oh, yes.
We have been affiliated. We're affiliates. Twitch affiliates.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yes, this
Which
is
means
exciting.
you can start subscribing and giving us bits and all that stuff. So
Yes, we've made 2 cents already.
2 cents? That's
no,
not bad.
so we've gotten 1 sub and like 400 and some bits. All from the same person.
Yeah, there you go. What does that actually accumulate to?
So I think the sub we get like half, so $2.50, and the bits, I believe, is just over $4.
There you go.
So
Okay.
we have made sixes of dollars.
Yes, sixes of dollars. Let's go.
I mean, you've got to start somewhere, right?
Well,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, I mean, before we were making zeros of dollars.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Gotta start somewhere. So we are going to be doing much more content on Twitch than we already were. Dan pretty much had it covered. He does do a lot of streams, but like now we're really gonna hyper focus on more stuff. I'm gonna get much more active on here, which I should have been doing the whole time, but you know, not to be a jerk out there to the universe, but money motivates people, okay? So I'm much more inclined to stream now that I know it means income for Dan and I. So just saying, just, you know, throwing that out there to people who have people at their employ. Money,
Yeah.
money does talk. Money
And
motivates.
so does sponsorship.
Oh God, yes. First of all, that is the wrong energy drink that you want as a sponsor.
Sir. What are you
This
doing?
is a relaxing night beverage for me. Monster is more to get me up and about. So this is the calm.
In what universe is a Red Bull a calming energy?
I mean, Red Bull gives you wings, my dude.
I mean, yeah, but you just stretch those wings out and lay down. Relax.
Eric, you're the only person I know who can casually drink energy drinks. I
Really?
drink one and I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Oh, man.
I just feel like it's just it starts the shakes and everything and just
Well, you know, when you got an ice cold heart, it beats a little slower. So sometimes you just
Fair.
need that little.
All
fair,
right, Mr. Freeze.
fair enough, I suppose. But oh my God. Well, yes. So obviously, the affiliate thing was the big news coming out of this. Dan, what have you been streaming lately?
Oh, man, I'm back on that super card bullshit.
I didn't even know you left that super card bullshit. First off,
I was out for about 2 months, and then pull me back in.
just
What is that?
It's a very basic card game with the WWE superstars on them, and it's basically whoever has the best numbers on the cards wins. And there's various game modes, but at the end of the day, it's I have 3 million, you have 2,095,000, so I win.
Okay. Is it like a mobile game first? Or
Yeah, it's a mobile game.
Okay.
Mobile.
It gets attention though. I know when you've subbed it before. Like I've seen people.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
chatting.
see what put us over the edge for affiliate was I streamed every moment I was awake on WrestleMania Saturday. I essentially woke up, and once my morning ablutions were done, I streamed until I went to bed when WrestleMania ended at right before midnight. So it was a 14-ish hour stream almost.
Jesus.
And during that, we got raided.
Oh,
and
shit.
the raid is what put us over. Because for the rest of the day, we had double-digit viewers.
Well, we appreciate whoever took care of us there.
Yeah.
You the real MVP. So when are we getting Choppy Girl back to chat with the affiliated boys now?
Yeah, I know we haven't seen her in a bit.
We haven't seen her in a bit. But Choppy Girl, if you're out there, come back.
Yeah. When you wake up from your coma, we're still here.
Yeah. For now. So yeah, so that's been pretty cool. So I'm going to the Super Nintendo Melee project, which was play and review every Super Nintendo game ever, just wasn't getting the views that I wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream the game footage like I have been, but instead I'm going to edit the clips down into shorter, easier to digest YouTube videos, which I think would be a better option here. So Twitch will be the game footage. Like, all right, Super Mario World's the first game, so we're just going to use it as the example. I'm going to play through Super Mario World until I either beat the game or just get bored of playing it and decide I want to do something different. So I'll log in and I'll make the announcement and everything. You know, as long as Dan's not streaming, I'll say, okay, I'm going to play some Super Mario World. It'll be up. I'm recording the footage for editing purposes, so there won't be any webcam or overlays or anything like that, just the game. But I'll still be there. Like, I'll still be on able to chat, because I'm just recording game footage, and I'm going to edit that anyway, so it really doesn't matter what the audio sounds like. I can talk over the game and chat with people and everything, because when I edit the video anyway, any music overlays are going to be from the game, but it's not going to be like... You know what happens if you edit a bunch of clips together and you don't edit the audio? It sounds awful. It sounds horrible. The music jumps around. Yeah, but exactly. It sounds terrible. So, and I'm going to do the tier list like Dan and I were working on. And the tiers go as follows. Because S tier is also known as God tier. Those are the... And Eric, you can help me out with this a little bit when it comes to SNES games or just games in general.
Yeah.
God tier are must-own games for your collection. They're the best of the best. They're outstanding games, not just as an outstanding Super Nintendo game, an outstanding video game in general.
And keep in mind, not rare either, because there's some games that are not rare that are fucking excellent.
Right. But to reach God tier status can be hard. It's not the easiest achievable thing in the world, but God tier status game would be, for me personally, all-time favorite video game, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yeah.
That's a God tier game for me because I love everything about the game. It looks great, it plays great. It's got that replayability. It's still fun. It's still challenging. Even though I've played it so many times, I know where the challenges are going to lie. It was just a really good game. It's not so short that you're disappointed, but it's not so unbearably long that you feel like you don't want to go back and replay it, because there are some modern games that take forever. Looking at you, Skyrim. How many hours?
That's if you want to 100% it. I'm pretty sure if you just kind of...
If you just do the main quest, it's like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's actually too short if you just go main quest.
All right, that's fair. But do any of us play games like that? Because I know I don't. I need to do everything.
It depends on what I'm going for. I unfortunately did that with like Cyberpunk, right? Because I thought, I'll have plenty of time after the story to like do all the side quests and everything, not knowing that it all tied together.
Yeah. So to me,
I'm actually replaying Cyberpunk on PS5.
Oh, are you?
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it all just boils down to what is a God tier game. Like Dan, for you, what's like your all-time favorite video game? Like, what's a God tier game? Something that you're just like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever played when you were playing it.
I mean, I always go back to like Civilization series of games because
Civilization is great.
There you go.
You're like, I can do that. Like, and that's like going back to what, like Uh, my friend's old computer that was like Game Boy color depth.
Jeez.
It was yellows and browns and grays, and playing it on like 3 floppy disks back in the early to mid 90s to today.
I remember.
It's so crazy.
Remember Wolfenstein 3D? Like, it was on a floppy disk, but you could only play the first couple levels, and then you had to load the next floppy disk to play the rest of the levels. Like, and
Dude,
now
one of my best friends growing up, he found out that they had Wolfenstein on his computer, but he's like, dude, this game is full of porn, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Somebody in whatever history of that computer or whatever replaced all the bitmap images of iron crosses and swastikas with pictures of naked women.
That's a lot of naked women.
Oh my god. I mean, I'd still take naked woman over a swastika, but
That's true.
All right. So we got the God tier out of the way. And then everything else is like the school grading system. So an A tier game is a game that, like, I played it, I had a really good time. I would want to own it. I'd want to play it again. It's not a God level game that blew me away, but it was a damn good game and I had a ton of fun with it.
Like Super Mario World?
Well,
Mario World
might be a God tier.
That might be yes.
Let's think of a good example there. How about good old Animal Crossing New Horizons that I play every day still? I wouldn't call it.
The thing is, that's not an S, and I have 1,500 hours in it.
It's not a God tier game for me, but I love it and I still play it all the time. I would say something like, okay, well, The Last of Us I've been playing. I'm not gonna. I know it's gonna be God tier for some people. It's not for me personally. But I'll be damned if that's not a great game that's engaging and fun and has a dramatic story and the characters are interesting. That's A tier material across the board.
From what I've heard on people who played it, they all consider it like an A tier game up until a certain point where the story just kind of fucking steamrolls, and then they're like S tier.
Or maybe I haven't gotten to that point yet, but okay, I'll give you another example. BioShock. There's another game that I loved. Had a blast playing it. I can't say I'm gonna God tier it, but I can't put in anything less than an A because it was so freaking good. Another one, great story, great twists, looked great. I mean, hell, that was an Xbox 360 game, and it still looks amazing when you go back and look at it. So that's a good A tier level. B tier, that's going to be more like I played it and I had fun. I'm not necessarily clamoring to buy it, but if you offered to play, I'd probably play with you.
Like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat would be a good example because I think I always liked Street Fighter better as a fighting game because you didn't have to do complicated finishing moves. That was always my big thing with Mortal Kombat. As cool as the fatalities were, they were a pain in the ass to execute. And I think that's what always kind of held back my full enjoyment of Mortal Kombat. Good example, though. What about you, Dan? What would you consider like a B tier style game?
B? Man,
you played it. You had fun.
I feel like a B tier game for me are like most party games, right? Like they're good, but they're better with friends.
Okay.
And that's what I would categorize like B. Like I would not play Mario Party by myself. So I can't.
That's a good example. That's a good
an
example, yeah. Because it's not that fun against computerized opponents. It's just not. It's
right.
way more fun with
Mario Party, Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah. You know what?
Rock Band.
You know what? I'll say Among Us. Because as much as I love that game, I don't want to play it without a group of friends.
Right.
Playing that with randos is just the worst. Fall Guys is a little easier to digest because it does have a better single mode outlook there. But Among Us, with just you looking for people to play with, is just not fun. C tier games are the games that, like, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I played it. I don't have to ever play it again. No, nothing bad to say about it, but I'm not. I played it the once, and I'm pretty much good. So I can't think of like a direct example off of that, but like I played a couple sports games I felt that way about.
A lot of sports games that are like that. I feel like some, not all, but some Resident Evil games are like that. I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool.
But
Never
you don't
doing
want
that
to do it
again,
again.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have your D tier games. Now those are the games that you played it and you didn't have a good time. I did not have a good time. I will not play this again. I don't have to play it. No, I will not play this again. Like, it wasn't insultingly bad, but it was boring, or it just wasn't fun, or it was tedious. I'm just like, I'm done. Home Alone on the NES. I can't say it was an inherently bad game, but it was frustrating, and I was just like, man, I don't want to play this again.
I feel that way about the Ninja Turtles game on the NES. It is a great game, but we all know that one stage. We all know that stage. And that stage alone is enough to just make me go, I'm not playing.
So Ninja Turtles is like a C or B until you get to the damn stage, and then you're just like, no, I'm done.
Yup.
That's all right. That makes sense. And then you have the F tier games, and those are the bottom of the barrel, industry destroying, insulting. I can't believe this got made. I can't believe I played this. That Pit Fighter game I played when I was doing the first round of Super Nintendo games, that was the standout F tier game, because I knew it was going to be F tier before I played it. And then I played it, and I'm like, it's just as bad as everybody said it was. The controls were unresponsive. It looked terrible. There's no continuation. You don't, like, regain any health. So the fights are just annoyingly hard, because now here comes somebody with full health, and I just have to keep going. So there was nothing fun about the
64.
game. Yeah. E.T., Big Rigs Over the Road Racing.
Ultraman.
Ultraman, yeah. Like, those are the ones that stand out. Pac-Man on Atari 2600. It wasn't even Pac-Man. Like, those are going to be your F tier, or as I call it now, trash tier. That's the trash. Put it in the trash and just be done with it.
You know, Pac-Man was supposed to be called Puck-Man.
It was, and that's a really good idea that they did not go with that.
Because Paku Paku is Japanese for flapping your mouth.
Yes.
But they were afraid teenagers in America would deface the cabinet.
Well, they were right.
And make it say, fuck man!
I think they were correct about that, because we all know how.
And again, that is the beginning of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which they just announced they're doing
the anime.
A full anime version with the entire cast from the movie.
That's great.
That's going to be
every
amazing.
single person in the movie
Everybody
said, yes, I will do a voiceover for the anime.
That's so great. I can't wait. Hi, Yara. Hi.
Kiri.
Kiri is not impressed.
Kiri. Okay, no, she doesn't care.
Kiri is
She likes
not
that air
impressed.
conditioner just like blowing in her face. That's like her thing.
I like when air conditioners blow in my face too, so I get it. Especially like this week it got into like the 80s here in Pennsylvania, and it was just unnecessarily hot. So we turned on the air at work, and you always know like which coworkers you like working with, because they have the same body temperature you do, and which ones are just like, I'm freezing. Can we turn the heat back on? No! I'm literally dripping sweat right now. No!
So this week was odd because the week started too hot and it ended too cold.
I don't think we've hit above 60 yet.
Nice.
It's this morning. Well, yesterday morning, because I don't know what the fucking temperature was this morning. Yesterday morning, it was like 30.
You don't know what day it is, Eric.
I don't know what day it is.
That's just standard. This is just standard Eric at this point. So I was monitoring the severe weather outbreak in the Midwest last weekend, because there was the big trucking convention, MIPS or MAPS or whatever it's called, out in Louisville, Kentucky. A bunch of my coworkers are there. as part of the convention, and that Friday night was when they had that big tornado outbreak in the Midwest. I think at one point there were 14 active tornadoes, if I'm not mistaken, because I was watching the live footage on YouTube, and the guy had like all the warnings up and everything, and he had the live storm chaser footage. The one chaser in Mississippi was sitting right there, and here comes a tornado right down, and he captured it. I watched that happen live, which was really cool, by the way. So I'm watching this, and I text the VP of the company, and I'm like, you guys are monitoring the weather, right? Because there's currently a squall line in Illinois, and if you know anything about your American geography, that's going to hit the metropolitan Louisville, Kentucky area. And they had 9 tornadoes alone in that one squall line. Or maybe 7. Whatever. That's still 7 too many tornadoes. Like, you guys are watching this, right? And he texts back and just goes, okay, TY. I was like, all right, cool. So I texted my other coworker, who I thought would be a little more responsive. I'm like, dude, watch the weather. And he said at one point it was definitely raining sideways, and it got a little hectic and crazy.
It's raining sideways!
Yeah, no, I thought of Ollie Williams immediately. It's raining sideways. So I have to ask you, Eric, because, hi.
This one's Kiri.
Hi, Kiri.
Hello, Kiri.
Kiri, join the fun. Yeah, hi, I hear you.
There we go. Here you go, just relax.
Very
there you
vocal.
go.
I'm cutie. I'm very cute.
I look like a fucking supervillain.
All right,
Super
Dr.
rogue.
Claw.
And a fucking cat here.
Turn around so we can just see your armored hand petting a cat.
All right, so yes, no, it got pretty bad over here. We were under a tornado warning at one point, but no tornadoes. It rained. And I put quotations because everything was wet. I don't remember seeing rain. I did see some hail. But like there was no dents or anything.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I was just like, I fucking left Florida because of hurricanes and shit, among other reasons. And then here I am. Tornado warnings, no power. It's just been a fucking
blizzards
mess.
in the winter.
Yeah. Fuck winter.
But Eric, you'd have no hurricanes in Michigan, so
that's true.
Like,
I also don't have minimum wage Disney job, so.
Did you see what the college program is starting at now?
The college program? No, but I heard
17.
17.
You're close, yeah.
Christ, dude.
Still 16. When I did the college program, I was making $7.79 an hour.
They I think they're fighting for like a minimum of 18 an hour.
Yeah, which is sad because you still can't afford to live in that area.
No, not really. Not by yourself.
You know,
But that's
the apartment prices down there, I could have afforded, if I was making 16 an hour, I could have afforded my first apartment that I had there by myself and been super content. So that's upsetting to me that like.
well, I think the issue is, or the problem now is, like in that general area, we did the math, right? Like if you want rent to be 1/3 or mortgage prices to be 1/3 of your income, you need at least 21 an hour. And that's when I left. So I can only imagine what it is now.
Yeah, because you left before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because I even saw like a guy was talking about how much consoles would cost today. Even the Switch is like $70 more expensive now.
Yeah.
And it's been, what, 6 years?
2017?
It's only been 6 years, and it's like, it's technically, it's quote unquote $70 more expensive now.
Jesus. It's ridiculous.
So, yeah. I mean, the video game market, I feel, is just off because we've been at $70 for a good part of like 10 years now. Coming on 20.
Like new N64 games used to cost $74.99. I remember that.
I like looking at retro Toys R Us and KB Toys. Games were expensive.
Yeah,
and then we hit that area where it was $40 for like a long time. Then it was $50
that was
for
like
a long time.
the original
and then it was
PlayStation
60.
era.
Then it was $60 for like 15 years, and now it's 70 for the last 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
I think
that 360 PS3 generation was 3 times as long as any other generation ever was.
well,
So
it's just hard to justify spending that much money on one game. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, we understand like the developers need to make a living, but like, I don't know. There's something about like, okay, you could probably counterbalance the price of things because the cost of media is going down or whatever. But like everything's still, it should be more expensive than it is, and that's probably why we have like all these in-game purchases that you can do on games. It's upsetting.
well, we consider they put like 3 years and millions of hours of work into a game, and you get to buy it for $70.
Yeah. Well,
Same with like movies are too expensive now, but you realize they worked 6 months, spent hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're getting to see it for $10.
it's true.
You,
And also, where are you going?
Where are you going? That's $10.
$10.
It's 15 for
Fuck.
me, and I go
Yeah.
to an independently owned theater.
That's probably
Well-
why it's that high, actually.
We have like, I don't know what kind of movie theaters you got over there, but we have an AMC over here and an Imagine theater. And I guess an Imagine is just like a Midwestern type of thing. I don't know if you guys have it.
We just have AMC and Regal here.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm used to. Just AMC and Regal in Florida.
I haven't seen a movie in the movie theater since nope,
Endgame.
Endgame, yeah.
And
And that was when I was like, okay, I'm over this experience. I'm over the assigned seats and waiting to see if some asshole decided to assign his seat to be the one next to me, or all that shit.
I did see Dungeons and Dragons this weekend. Actually,
How was that?
it was good. It was surprisingly like watching an actual campaign unfold in your eyes, right in front of you. Like all the funny things that would happen in a campaign happened, and it didn't feel forced. Right? It felt like
That's
they tried to do
exactly
something
how me and my buddies would do it.
well, no. So like, when you're like playing D&D, you plan on doing something cool, but then you roll like a 1 and then shit just happens from there, and it's just hilarious. That's how the movie was, and it was fucking perfect.
Like
I
when
appreciated it so much.
Like when we played with Paul's group, and remember somebody had rolled a natural 1 twice in a row, and if they rolled it again, they were gonna literally kill Paul, and it was an ally. And he's like, I swear, whatever you roll,
it cannot be like that was a lot of fun.
My favorite was Paul's wife was playing with us, Courtney, and she goes, "Can I have double D tits?" And he goes, "Roll a dice for it." And she rolled a natural 20. And he goes, "All right, I guess you get what you wanted." Those campaigns were so much fun because remember his old roommate Matt played with us, and that was when what was Matt? I forget what he was supposed to be. But he was supposed to be our big stealth guy because he had like a really small character and he was always ahead doing the stealth stuff. And the visuals that Paul would paint would be great. He's like, okay, I'm gonna try to creak the door open. He rolls a natural 1, so Paul just sighs and goes, basically, you just literally just slam the door open. Now you're just standing there grinning at the goblins on the other side.
Those are good times.
Oh my god!
But I do recommend the movie.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. I also went in with low expectations, right? Because like I saw the last D&D movie and it was not great. So I think since I set my bar pretty low, it exceeded it, and I liked it even more. But speaking of movies, you also saw a movie not too long ago.
I did. My last movie theater experience was this past Wednesday.
What'd you see?
I saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. So I work where I work. There's the independent theater, Penn Cinema, which, by the way, has 3 locations and one's in Delaware, which I love. That's Penn Cinema, by the way. So, I drive past it every day on my way home. It's literally on the other side of the street from work. It's 5 minutes parking lot to parking lot. So I was like, screw it. I get off work at 5:30. There's a 5:45 showing, so I bought my ticket, drove straight over, got my giant ass soda because that's my go-to at the movie theater. Because they got the gimmick with the different flavors and everything, the little touchscreen.
Yeah,
The Coke Freestyle.
The Coke Freestyle.
I
that's what
fucking
it's
hate
called.
freestyle machines, but they're okay.
No, dude, freestyle machines are awesome. Come on.
And, listen, be happy you don't know how they work.
No, I know how they work. I don't care.
It's printed syrup. It's printed syrup.
I don't care.
It's just something wrong with it.
Well, whatever. Do I look like I give a shit about my health?
No.
Exactly. It tastes good, damn it. So,
I just want to put
listen,
a different fruit flavor in
I'm
my
not
Sprite.
one to be healthy here.
Yeah, because you chug your freaking Red Bull after the monster you had for breakfast. So let's.
Actually, it was a bang this morning.
Oh my god. Eric, at least I know.
No brand loyalty.
At least I know when you're. I don't know when you're gonna die, but I know how you're gonna die. You're gonna.
Yeah,
you're
motorcycle
gonna
accident.
You're gonna OD on energy drinks. Your heart's just gonna explode.
Your heart's gonna explode.
But he's gonna be so happy when it happens. He's gonna have a smile, a big smile. All right. First of all, Penn Cinema only does 4 trailers, and they did a trailer for a Disney movie, a DreamWorks movie, a Nickelodeon movie, and something else that wasn't Illumination. It was another Pixar. That's right, because it was Elemental, Ninja Turtles, live action Little Mermaid, and who did I say the last one was? DreamWorks. Trolls. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. All their competition just played trailers in front of the movie.
Yeah, well, theaters get to choose what they put on.
They do.
Ninja Turtles, I want to see when that comes out. That looks like it's gonna be great.
So if I was going back to that tier system, this Super Mario Brothers movie is a solid B. Easily. It's not going to blow you away. It's a Mario Brothers movie, right? The plot is very. I saw. Shout out to Peter Melnick. I doubt he's watching this, but he was the one that he posted on Twitter that like it's a very by the numbers plot. But you know what? That's what I wanted it to be. I didn't need deep character development or characters doing stuff other than what Mario characters would do. I needed a Super Mario Brothers movie. I needed a video game come to life that wasn't like the Bob Hoskins movie, the live action one, which I do believe is underappreciated for what it was. But
If
it's
it
still
wasn't
not a
Mario
good movie.
Brothers, it would be a half decent idea for a movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've talked about that before when we had our old movie review podcast.
But it's a building block for the future, like the first Deadpool movie. Simple plot.
Oh, for God's sakes, cats.
Guy fucks him over, he gets revenge.
The cat's already
But it's
there.
a
Why
building
do you
block.
have to be up there too? Why do cats do this?
That's I don't know why they do that.
That's the
That's
high
why.
spot, my dude.
I know. You don't even have a male cat. That's a male
No.
cat thing. Like, no, I actually read that's like a male cat thing, is they always want to be in the highest possible spot, which is why Perry's always up on stuff. And that's why
I think that's just like the one spot where they get that underdraft for the AC, because it shoots up, right? So they just want to be right there.
They just want to play. They just want to play alpha versus beta and figure out which one's which, and who's gonna dominate the other. All right, so Mario Brothers movie. Like I said, plot's pretty by the numbers. It's what you expect, but it's if you like Illumination movies, like if you've ever seen the Despicable Me movies or the Sing movies, which I love those movies. There's the Illumination style of humor is present in the movie, so I appreciated that. If you don't really like that humor, you could still go and see it because it's still a Mario Brothers movie and there's Mario humor in it. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
The Illumination stamp is there on some of the jokes, but there's Mario humor involved too. So I did appreciate that. The funniest laugh out loud part in the movie is, this is in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything, but one of the prisoners in Bowser's Castle is a Luma from the Mario Galaxy series, and it speaks in a little kid voice, and it's really morbid. It's like, we are all going to die. There's no escape, just the sweet release of death. And when they're like about to lower the prisoners into the lava, it's just freaking giggling and like swinging back and forth in its cage, all excited. And that was easily the funniest part of the movie. Thankfully, they didn't go too hard into the kid humor. There is a single burp joke and no fart jokes. So that I appreciated. And the burp joke isn't really a burp joke. It actually fits the context of the scene that it's in. So it didn't bother me. I just kind of said, yep, there's the burp. But it didn't bother me. Mario and Luigi, I thought the casting was good. Yes, Chris Pratt is slightly distracting at first, but he really embraced the character really well, and after a while I forgot I was listening to Chris Pratt. Charlie Day was perfect as Luigi. Perfect Luigi. Jack Black, perfect. Jack Black exceeds expectations, by the way, as Bowser.
I mean, he exceeds expectations in everything.
Yes, he did. But he was so freaking perfect as Bowser. He really was. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was probably the most distracting voice. You do get over it eventually, like Pratt, but not as quickly. And they did shoehorn in the Seth Rogen laugh at one point.
That's just, yeah.
And I kind of rolled my eyes at that. I'm like, they just had to. But the movie looks great. It looks like a Mario movie. It's an hour and a half, so it moves. Sometimes a little too fast. Like when Mario meets Peach, like obviously he's a stranger in the kingdom. Like he meets her under the context of the Toads chasing him down as an invader. And they very quickly talk, and he's in agreement to go with her to talk to the Kongs to raise the army to fight Bowser. And it happens very, very quickly. But at the same time, would I prefer that over a 15-minute will they, won't they dialogue BS? That
an entire conversation is
Yeah,
a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be a 2-hour movie these days. They just don't. And I know that's been a big thing with the 3-hour landmark ever since the Avengers did it. And some of those movies just get to be grating. I mentioned this when I saw The Batman. I said I really liked it, but I can find 45 minutes easy I could have cut in that movie. Easily could have cut and gotten the exact same movie. And made it a 2-hour and 15-minute movie instead of a 3-hour movie.
They probably could have cut the whole... I'm pretty sure it's the Penguin section.
Probably. That's probably where they could have
Even though it has the badass freaking chase sequence in it.
There's lots of stuff they could have cut. So what I appreciated about the Mario movie is that they just let it be a Mario movie. And I do feel like they did cut some things. In the trailer, they show the Cheep Cheep gets on Mario's face and he's crying, get it off. And they show like Peach rips it off of him. They actually cut that. It jumps on his face, but then they cut to the next scene immediately. So I'm sure they cut some stuff. But like I said, it moves along briskly. It's got tons of Easter eggs. And I won't spoil them for people who want to go see the movie. But I'll mention one because it's right at the beginning. And it was the first one where I really sat up and went, oh my god. Luigi's cell phone goes off and the ringtone is the freaking GameCube startup noise. And I was like, is that? And I was like, yes! Yes! As soon as I heard that, I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And some stuff you wouldn't expect, like Mario's family is in the movie. The whole family. And like, big Italian family. Mom, dad, aunts, uncles. Like, there's a whole freaking family sitting around the table having dinner.
Does Mario have a last name?
No. Mario does not have a last name.
Is
Mario have a
Yoshi
first
in it?
name?
Yoshis are in the background. And without giving it away, stay after the credits.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I had heard there was a post-credit.
There's a mid-credit and a post-credit. And the mid-credit is your standard, okay, that was funny. And then the post-credit is, hey, they could do another one of these. The power-ups are there. they explain how stuff works. One of the big funny moments in the movie is turns out Mario hates mushrooms. So he has to go through a training course so Peach will let him come with her. And she's like, but first you have to eat this. And he hands him a mushroom. He goes, really? She goes, well, if you eat it, it makes you grow and it gives you the ability to jump and everything. But then if you get hit, you lose your power up. So he goes through the training course many times and has to keep stuffing his face with mushrooms. So I got a kick out of that. But Anna Taylor-Joy was a great Peach. Peach is a badass in this movie, which I appreciated. And I think they got all the characters right.
You see that Anya Taylor-Joy showed up to the premiere as Battle Peach.
Jack Black wore a suit that had Bowser spikes on it.
I saw that.
Chris Pratt and Charlie Day showed up in red and green. So, Keegan-Michael Kay is Toad. Fantastic casting. Fantastic casting. Toad is friggin' hysterical. He has some of the best one-liners. And you just have to hear some of the stuff and just crack up at it. Lots of stuff to look for, like when Mario's first going through the Mushroom Kingdom. This is in the trailer, so you can actually watch it right now and just pause the scene. But there's like a shop, and they're selling like the music boxes from Mario 3. You know, the item that let the Hammer Brothers fall asleep. Like, just like little stuff like that. Little music cues here and there. There's references to tons of games, references to Galaxy, references to Odyssey. Like, every reference is there. Tanuki Mario, you get the fire flower power-ups. The big thing, again, in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, is Bowser has an invincibility star. And when it gets activated, the music's playing. So, yeah, really, really good stuff. The Rainbow Road sequence was awesome. Like I said, it's a great, solid B+ movie. It's exactly what you would want it to be. It's what you would want a Super Mario Brothers movie to be. It doesn't.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything that it didn't need to do. It gave you exactly what you wanted it to be, while still trying to give the characters some character depth to them. So they give Mario and Luigi character depth. They give Peach a character. They give Bowser a character, and even Donkey Kong. So you have something to work with there. Very well done. Very well done. Tons of good references. Like the mayor, they interview the mayor in New York City, and it's friggin' Pauline. So there's your Odyssey reference. I'm like, this is awesome. There's so many Easter eggs. You have to go back and watch it again, 'cause I'm sure I missed a ton of them. And I haven't even mentioned half of them, because there are some that I don't want you to know, because I want you to go in and see it and be like, oh my god. But it like I said, it looked great. It flowed well. Yes, by the numbers and predictable, but it's based on a Mario game, so many Mario games are by the numbers. The only big difference is, in this case, Peach doesn't get kidnapped. And when Luigi's first in the Darkland, they have a few references to Luigi's Mansion that makes me hope we get a Luigi's Mansion movie.
That'd be funny.
But the big thing was, if this was successful, they're open to more of their IPs in this format. So that leads, because after the sleeper success of Detective Pikachu woke them up, I think they realized that they could give this another shot. And if this becomes successful, and I think it's like, I don't think the Metacritic score is very good as far as critics are concerned. It's kind of average, but the audience score is like 96% or something. So
I feel like that's more important than the critic score.
I agree.
Is the audience score.
I absolutely agree.
Because
if the audience likes it, right? The audience likes it, and it does well at the box office, they're going to do more.
Yeah.
That's
Rotten Tomatoes 56 in the tomato meter, but a 96 audience score.
There you go. See?
There you go.
There it is.
40-point difference.
The audience is more important because the audience are the fans. So if the fans actually enjoy it, then you're going to enjoy it.
Yes. And like I said, it's not a 10 out of 10 movie, but it's fun. I would watch it again. I'd own it on Blu-ray. That's where it is on my tier list. There you go. I don't have to go buy it the day it comes out on Blu-ray, but I could own it.
But if it was a special at Walmart and you saw it, and you're probably gonna buy it.
It's not that low. Jeez. Well, geez, if we get into that amount of movies, you know how many movies I found because I dug through the bin and I'm like, hey, I don't own this, and it's $2. So okay, now I own it. I have several DVDs for that very reason.
I have the Harold and Kumar movies because of that.
There you go. Yeah, there's a good example of an average tier. I know some people love those movies. I thought they were okay.
Yeah, they're funny, and if they're on sale, obviously
funny.
I'd buy it.
They're funny. They're worth a watch. Yeah, no, I recommend it, and I think both of you would really like the Mario Brothers movie because you're both fans. You both play the games. You would understand enough of the references. There's nothing there's nothing outwardly obscure or anything. What was kind of cool was that yes, I did go on a Wednesday at 5:45, but very few kids in the theater. There was only one small kid who started crying during the initial scene when Luigi's in the Darkland. But to be fair, he's getting attacked by dry bones. So that could be scary to a little kid. And then when the scene was over, the kid wasn't crying anymore. So that's just the only thing. But a lot of people our age in the theater, for sure. That was definitely it was appealing to the gamers. Lots of people in Mario shirts and everything. I saw a couple of my friends went and dressed up. Like I saw my old friend Kevin Helm from high school. Him and his son went dressed as Mario and Luigi. I thought that was pretty cool. So people had a good time with this. And I think... So now, of course, think about your Nintendo franchises and what would you want to see as a movie or a TV series? Eric, I already know your answer, so I'll ask Dan first. We all know what you want, Eric. You want a Legend of Zelda TV series with a Game of Thrones budget.
Well, excuse me.
I don't want that.
Oh, you don't want that?
I don't want that. I'll tell you what I want later, but we'll go with Dan first. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, that's fair. That surprises me, but that's what I want.
I think probably the next step is probably a Luigi's Mansion, but we got to get into Metroid. Go sci-fi.
Like a dark
Go straight
Metroid.
sci-fi, the first one, and then we'll go sci-fi with a bit of horror in the second one.
Okay. Do you want your Metroid computer generated like the Mario movie, or do you want live action?
I think we should keep a consistent thing so we can have hopeful crossover.
Okay. Because I know that they did say that their partnership with Illumination they're very happy with, and they're considering more content there. So, all right, Eric.
Okay, first I'll tell you why I don't want the Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
I don't feel like we're ready. We're at the point where they could do it justice. However, I would not say no to a show in the Hyrule universe.
Okay.
Let's say...
Like a Hyrule Warriors kind of thing?
Yeah, you know how like Link fell asleep and then Calamity happened? I think it'd be really cool to see what happens during that Calamity.
Okay. Now, realistically, if they're going to do something with Zelda, it's going to be a Link story first.
Yeah. But, I figured, I don't know. They're just not ready for the hero.
Well...
I feel like they can't, I would need a serious movie out of it, and I know they're not going to give it to me because it's Nintendo, right? So we're probably going to get something with a comedy to it, and I don't see...
Zelda has a more serious tone than Mario, though.
Yes, it does.
But we got to get at least one "Excuse Me, Princess." I mean, you have to.
Oh, they'll work
yeah,
that
it's
in.
probably gonna happen.
I mean,
I also don't know.
We got the Mario rap.
How cool would it be if we did get a Legend of Zelda, right, and a Link, and the reason that you've never heard Link talk is because he's mute and he just fucking has to sign everything.
Yeah, but I also feel like at this point, give him a character, because you know what? It worked for Mario. It actually worked with what they did. So
yeah, but Mario's had a voice before.
Yes, but it was Charles Martinet. And do you really go back and count the goofy cartoons?
Yes.
Although they did use that as some inspirational feed there. They do speak with more New York accents than Italian accents. But in the commercial for the Mario Brothers plumbing commercial, they have the put on accents. And then the first scene, you can actually see the scene on YouTube because it's already out there. But it shows them watching the commercial, and they're like, "Do you think the accents are too much?" And then this random guy playing a Donkey Kong arcade cabinet turns around and goes, "I think it's great, wahoo!" And you're like, "That's Charles Martinet." So they're like, I knew we were gonna have to get him in there somewhere. Actually, he voices Mario and Luigi's dad. That's who Charles Martinet is in the movie. He voices the dad. And again, they used the normal speaking voices, and it ended up working for their characters. So I think they could give Link a voice. And, well, I already know how they feel about that old cartoon. They were not a fan. That's why it has 13 episodes, and then it died a painful death. Like...
But do they want a movie to be the first time Link speaks?
That's the thing, right?
Like, I don't think Link should speak.
I mean, in a world where we've had full speech characters for over 20 years, Link still hasn't talked.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like his character can communicate. I just feel like he should be mute.
It's also funny because, like, Zelda talks.
Yeah.
Zelda has full vocal dialogue in some of those games, not text dialogue.
I get in the games the whole reason he doesn't talk is because it's supposed to be you.
Yes.
You're the hero, right? And
So
they can't pull that off in a movie, right? Unless it's like a choose your own movie thing, which they've done on YouTube a couple of times.
They did it on Netflix with the New Day and Undertaker.
Oh yeah, they did. I mean, that's why the Pokemon games don't have character dialogue from your Pokemon trainer. But then they created Pokemon Origins and made Red a character and gave him personality. And that little 4-episode series is like the best Pokemon thing ever. It was so good. It made me wish that it was longer. So, yeah, I think eventually that is what the direction they are going to have to go with it. But let me ask you this, Eric. Do you like Dan's idea of keeping it an Illumination animation style so you can do crossovers, or would you want to see Zelda in a live-action environment?
Both. I want that, like, world mixture, so keep it Illumination, I guess. But, like, I also want that dark, gritty, like, Christopher Nolan type Zelda. You know what I mean?
Christopher Nolan Zelda.
Yeah, I would fucking watch the shit out of that.
Oh my god, I could just imagine.
He could pull whoever, and I'd be like, I don't know who's playing, but I'm watching it.
Where's Ganon?
Oh my gosh, you know what? If he like pulled that, I could see him doing like, Super Mario RPG kind of story.
Would you also want to see, this question's for Dan too about the Metroid concept. So what the Mario Brothers movie did was it took the formula but still created a by the numbers yet original story. Do you want the first Zelda and the first Metroid outing to be their own things, or do you want them to follow a by the numbers style plot based on one of the original game concepts?
So I personally would love to see an original story with like Samus in them, but I know that Samus or like the Metroid franchise isn't as popular as Mario, so I feel like they would need a little bit of an like origin story or intro.
Okay.
So I feel like it would have to follow a game.
How she became a bounty hunter and how she encounters Ridley for the first time. Yes. I mean, the concept of Ridley stealing a Metroid and causing chaos is pretty simple, and I think that would fit perfect.
Well, also, they have to not show you that Samus is a girl until at least halfway through the movie.
Yeah, there you go. That would be a good callback.
I mean, just straight up Mandalorian season 1 that shit.
Yeah.
And do like they did with how they did H in Ready Player One. She's talking, but there's obviously a a voice filter because of the helmet. So
As far as what I would like to see as a live action movie, I agree with Dan on the Metroid thing, but I would also love to see like a Star Fox.
a Star Fox sci-fi movie would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because there's enough characters there as well where they could do something like they did with Mario.
That one I'd want to keep the Illumination style animation. I don't want to see them try to do like live action with CGI animals.
Yeah.
There'd be everybody is CGI. Every single person.
Yeah.
Unless they come out as good as Rocket. Don't fucking do it.
Do a barrel roll.
Any other Nintendo franchises you think would work in that respect? Like,
I mean, straight Nintendo. Like,
I mean, those are the IPs that
I don't think you could solo Kirby. I don't think that would work.
Yeah.
They did a Kirby TV show that was actually pretty popular.
As a TV show for kids, it makes sense. But like as a continuous story,
yeah,
I can't think of
it could just be like, he
show.
shows up in the one movie and says, I need help with King DDD. We could do Donkey Kong Country.
Well, they absolutely set it up with this one because the Kong Kingdom is a whole thing. And Cranky Kong is the ruler. So, and you can pretty much find all the characters and everything like with the Easter eggs. Of course, he's like, everybody settle down. That means you, Diddy Kong. And you just see Diddy Kong like, ooh, does like the little go quiet, and right next to him is Dixie and oh god, Funky? No. I can't remember which the other Kong is. It's one of the bigger ones.
The funky one? Funky Kong?
No, you didn't have sunglasses on, though. I heard somebody identify which Kong it was, but I can't remember now.
Is it the one in the third one with Dixie?
It's not Kitty Kong, no. Somebody identified who it was, but I can't remember. Oh, and they had the Mario rap in there, which you guys all saw, the plumber commercial from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Donkey Kong totally enters the arena to "It's DK Donkey Kong," and I definitely marked out for that one too.
Does he have his coconut gun?
There's a coconut gun reference on the go-kart that he has, and oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. This actually was something that was slightly distracting, but I appreciated it. They use real songs for some of the sequences. When the penguins go to attack Bowser, they're playing Sabotage. When they first enter the Kong Kingdom, they're playing Take On Me. When they go to build their carts, they're playing Thunderstruck. So I was like, huh. This is actually kind of cool. Okay. At first, I'm like, really? We're doing real songs in this? And then I was like, this works in its own odd little way. So, no complaints there, but definitely wasn't expecting that. But yes, they more than set up a Donkey Kong Country universe in this. Because everybody's there. The whole thing is there. They can do it. No problem whatsoever. They can do it.
What else do we got? I mean...
Pokemon.
Yeah.
We've gotten the Detective Pikachu story. That was successful. You could easily do a live-action series based on a trainer's journey and make it original.
Mm-hmm.
Create a whole new region, create original gym leaders. You could easily do that. And I think that would be...
Each season is literally just him getting a badge. That's 8 seasons at least.
I don't know if I would go that... I don't know if I would go that far.
Well, would we go 6 to 8 episode seasons, and that's it?
That could work, yeah. But okay, so I'm rewatching the Pokemon anime, which I told you guys. I'm on Johto Champions right now, which is the furthest I've ever made it in the anime. Because when I was watching it when it was new, I gave up during Johto. It was the Wobbuffet episode was the one that I skipped and never watched one since then. So obviously I'm way past where I need to be now. And yes, his battle with Whitney and her Miltank is just as frustrating in the anime as it is in the game. Because he's also won all 3 Johto badges legitimately so far, which is cool. But I will say this. In the original anime run, by the time we get to episode 15, he's got 3 badges, and episode 15 in Johto is when he first gets his badge. So a lot more filler going on here, but it's mostly the same filler like you would expect from the original run. It's there to introduce a new Pokemon that's exclusive to Johto. So like there's an episode that focuses on Hoppips. There's an episode that focuses on Houndours. There's an episode that focuses on Jesse getting Wobbuffet and what a Wobbuffet is. So I'm not complaining about it, but it's not moving. The pace isn't moving as well as I would have wanted. So give me that more Journey style, catch all the Pokemon and, you know, battle trainers along the way. Something like what they did with Pokemon Origins. So it's definitely possible to do.
Let it fail the first time and then montage and then go back and win the second time.
What about Animal Crossing? They made an anime movie for Animal Crossing.
There is an anime.
And it's
do Animal Crossing, but like The Office.
Oh my god. like it's a reality style show where they talk to the cameras and it's all about him becoming the mayor of the city and dealing with all the BS that comes with it. That would actually be
there's
pretty
only
cool.
one human.
The one human, yeah.
The one human.
I've seen some great fan-made Animal Crossing stuff online. One of my favorite ones is the mayor comes back to his town after being away for Smash, and he had left Isabelle in charge, and it's basically now like a dystopian hell, and everybody's freaking out at him, and it's cool because the guy like hand drew all the villagers. So my favorite part is as he's trying to get into the office, Punchy just goes, "You son of a bitch," and jumps the barricade, and then freaking Apollo and Caesar are like beating him with batons because they're the security force. And Isabel's like making a makeshift spear trying to fend off all the villagers. And they've got like an effigy of the villager outside and Marina lights it on fire.
So I don't know why this like sparked my thing, but I was looking for a good Superman comic. Like a friend of mine from work was like, "There's really not that many good Superman comics," and I was like, "You're absolutely right." And so we're on a search, and it was like a web comic that we ran into, but it was one of the funniest fucking comic scenes that I've ever like seen, and it was like, they were in Gotham. Lois Lane was doing a thing over in Gotham. What's his name? Cobblepot. What's his Penguin? Yeah. So Penguin was doing something and he's just like, "Hey, there's gonna be a big thing here, a lot of media. We need to let them know that like, hey, we run this town," type of situation. And like we'll come up with a plan. And one of his like I want to say minions, well, whatever. Like one of his goons was just like, "Oh, we'll make the boss real proud, or we'll like terrorize this whole thing." And they like kidnap Lois Lane, and they like brought back all this bags of money that they robbed people in from like this like thing. And the next comic scene was just like, "Hey boss, we did a thing. You're gonna be really proud of us." And like he puts down the bag of like all this gold, and he's just like, "Well, we had to make a getaway. We took a hostage," and he points over at Lois Lane, and it's just Lois Lane, and then the Penguin looking at Lois, and then back to Lois, and then the Penguin looking at Lois again, and just like untie her and put everything into the van.
I was in Harley Quinn.
Was that like, Harley Quinn?
You abducted Lois Lane.
Yeah, he was
the one that Superman
just like,
always comes to save. Yes,
that was in the Superman it was either Superman or the Justice League animated series, where they're just like, "Wait, who are you, Lois Lane? Aren't you the one Superman always saves?" It's like, "You idiots." Oh.
It was just really funny, and then like the next one was like, "I'm terribly sorry about this. Is there anything I could do? A beverage, maybe?" Like it was fucking hilarious.
Real quick before I change the subject to the next topic that I wanted to discuss, back to the Nintendo IPs. I don't know much about the Fire Emblem series, but I bet that would make a good movie.
Oh yeah.
It might not gross as much, but I bet you it would have a good plot behind it. And
I feel like that's one where they would have to follow the story for the games.
Yeah, because from what I do know about it is it's got some complicated lineage and everything and character connections. So what about like an Earthbound movie?
No. No.
It would only be a
Mother.
$1,200 ticket.
Who's gonna
to go
do
see
it? First off, let's
This
think of Earthbound. Who's crazy enough to fucking do it and pull it off?
Terry Gilliam.
Who the fuck is that?
Monty Python.
He's a Monty Python guy
Oh.
that went on to do a bunch of movies.
You know he doesn't know anything about Earthbound.
UV Bowl.
Oh no, he was originally going to do Watchmen, but then he said there's no way we can do Watchmen right now,
M. Night
and he was
Shyamalan.
right. He was right at the time.
I'm gonna make M. Night Shyamalan made the last Airbender movie because his kids were fans, and then they probably hated him for that. So,
And then he's been a waiter until just now when he made a new movie.
Good lord. So I wanted to bring this up because I saw a YouTube clip about it's a rumor obviously at this point, but all the signs are pointing to this direction, so it is worth actually discussing. So, what are the top 3 best-selling Nintendo Switch games of all time? Do you guys know off the top of your head?
Top 3?
Yeah.
Got to be Kart.
Mario Kart's number 1.
Zelda?
No.
Really?
Wow, not Zelda.
Mario Kart's number
Mario
1.
Odyssey. Mario Odyssey. Wow.
You'll see where I'm going
Smash.
with this.
Smash.
Smash is number 3. Yep.
Okay, so what's number 2?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Okay, so those are your top 3 Switch games, right? Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, and Smash Brothers in that order. Well, a while ago, Disney mentioned how they wanted to emulate the more family-friendly style of games that Nintendo's come up with. And in that time, we have gotten Disney Dreamlight Valley and the upcoming...
Which I've been playing. I just got the other day.
Yep.
I've been playing it.
And the upcoming Disney Speedstorm. Well, what's Dreamlight Valley? Disney's somewhat Animal Crossing style game. What's Speedstorm? Disney's Mario Kart style game, with their huge IP rosters and characters and everything. So, is it out of the realm of possibility, based on what Disney wants to do and what they are doing, that a Disney Smash Brothers style brawler is on the horizon? And we could get that in the next couple years. I mean, we just had Multiverses, right?
The Multiverses just shut down for a fall release, right? So
Did it shut down?
yeah,
Because now the full
close.
release is coming, so...
It was officially a beta the entire time.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
It was like a 7-month beta, apparently.
Nickelodeon All-Stars, Nicktoon All-Stars, or whatever it was. That was their
I
version.
so the PlayStation All Stars, whatever.
Yep, PlayStation.
I
All-Stars.
really enjoyed Brawlhalla.
Really?
Brawlhalla is his.
I think Multiverses is the best Smash clone.
So,
IMHO.
so would a Disney-style brawler be possible? Could it be happening? And if it was, who would you want to see in it?
It'd be like Phantasmic, right? Like it'd be a Phantasmic Smash game.
Well, you
Like
can't have every character be a fighter, because not every Disney character is. But I feel like you could cheat a little bit on enough of them and still include enough representation from all your IPs to make a really popular game. Because again, with the use of Marvel and Star Wars, that would be pretty easy to include them.
Now, are we limiting it to just the animated ones, or are we bringing in like Moana and Elsa in them?
Those are animated.
3D animated versus
no,
classic.
No, I'm thinking about like how Disney Infinity worked, and how the Disney mobile game worked, and how Dreamlight Valley's working now, and how they include everybody. I think you're going to see a lot of characters, and I think you would see a lot of different crossovers.
Yeah, I think they would start with the ones that are really big and cool, like that, like in Dreamlight Valley.
So, like my thing is how you would include a fighter, and who would you include as more of like the assist trophy style character. So to me, it would be the obvious would be Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, and Pete would be like your fighters. Pluto to me would be more of a assist character. I don't know if Pluto would be a full-on fighter. And then you start thinking about your movies, your Pixar, your animated movies and everything. Like, yeah, I could see Elsa Moana, Mulan, Jasmine as princess fighters because they're the ones who can actually fight. I don't know if Aurora's going to be a fightable character or
Bo
not.
Peep from 4
Bo Peep
is
from
a
4
fighter.
is a
Bo
fighter.
Peep from 1 and 2
is not.
is an assist.
Woody and Buzz and Jesse for sure. Bullseye for an assist kind of thing. And then... but then I would also include Jack Sparrow. I would include Jack Skellington. You start wanting to include those characters too. And...
But the thing is with Jack Skellington, I think you would just get Jack Skellington as a fighter.
I think they could cheat enough on Sally to make her worth it. I also think that they would include Oogie as a fighter. But you're not getting the mayor, and you're not getting Lock, Shock. Lock, Shock, and Barrel would be assists, for sure.
That would be a bomb-ass assist.
Oh, yeah, it would. Especially if it's playing Kidnap the Sandy Claus when they come out. And then think about all the cool stages you could fight on. You know, you can fight on the Black Pearl. You can fight on... can fight in Agrabah. You can fight in... There's some other fun kingdoms that came out of Disney. Of course, I'm blanking now that I think about it. Arendelle.
Yeah.
Wonderland. So I can't see... You know, like, not every Disney IP is going to have a fighter-style character to include, like when you're doing character
You do the 7 dwarfs as one slot, but all 7 is a different...
All 7 as that, like they do with the Koopa Kids.
Do you do a Timon and Pumbaa team-up like Banjo and Kazooie?
I feel like there has to be at
Climbers.
least... I feel like there has to be at
Climbers.
least 1 or 2 combo character, because in Multiverses, isn't Tom and Jerry a combo?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, because I played Finn. Like, that was my guy.
Is Finn by himself? Does he
Mine
include
was
Jake?
LeBron James.
He doesn't include Jake? It's just Finn?
I think Jake
There
is separate.
Oh, Jake is separate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he gets to do all the shape changing and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But that would also be cool, because think about all the characters you can include. Disney doesn't have to do any guest stars like Smash did to make a really fun roster. Disney just has to include their own characters. And they have more than enough without even utilizing all of them. I mean...
And they already got plenty of skins. Steamboat Mickey can be like...
Yeah, think about all the alternative outfits you could have for just Mickey alone. Steamboat Mickey,
Wizard Apprentice Mickey.
Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey,
Yeah.
Tuxedo Mickey, because you always see Tuxedo Mickey in the parks. Eric knows that. That's all we ever saw was Tuxedo Mickey. I mean, you have to include some popular characters and make them fighters. Like, you have to include Minnie Mouse, and you just work with making her a fighter. But at the same time, you can't... Like, okay, you can have the entire Incredibles family as separate characters, and Frozone. Because they have all the powers. You can have... I think I said the main Toy Story characters, if you do Bo Peep from 4, you include Woody, Bo, Buzz, and Jesse.
Yeah.
You have your representation from Toy Story, and those are your fighters. You don't really need anybody else at that point.
Then everybody else is a assist trophy. Okay.
I'm sorry about my cat.
No, don't apologize. Never apologize for the cat. Never apologize for the cat. I know everybody loves cars, but I can't see Lightning McQueen as a fighter. I'm sorry. But you know there's going to be a Cars stage. There would have to be.
He's an item. You just throw him and he just pop out.
He just shows up and goes ka-chow and just blinds his opponent.
Oh, no. Perfect, dude. He's a stage.
He's a stage. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not let him, but like his universe is a stage and they're in the middle of a race or some stupid shit.
No, it would be Radiator
And you got
Springs.
and every once in a while they come around and you gotta get out of the
You
way.
gotta get out of the
Like
way.
the F-Zero level,
Like
right?
the F-Zero
Yeah,
level,
exactly.
yeah. There you go. But wouldn't a Disney-style brawler just be badass and be fun? And all they have to do is copy what's already worked before and just put their own spin on it. I love how Kitty hasn't given a crap the entire time we've recorded, by the way. Like,
Oh, Kitty is like fucking animal spirit. Just not care. Just hanging out, just chilling.
yeah. So what would be some of your favorite like Disney characters that you'd wanna play as in a game style like this? I mean, you
I
you
feel
have
like
to include your
Hercules would be
fighters.
cool.
Hercules, yeah.
Aladdin.
Aladdin and Jasmine and the genie. I
Yeah.
think the genie would be a fighter. You could include tons of villains too, like Gaston would be a good
Or
fighter.
Carpet.
Carpet as an
Carpet could
assist.
fight.
Carpet could fight. Carpet as an assist. Would Aladdin have a boo to like assist
Yes. Absolutely. Abu would be his like double jump to like help him like get even
Yeah.
higher.
you? Could you make Tigger a fighter?
I mean, if you can make Pooh into a horror movie, you can make Tigger a fighter.
Oh my god. Well, I think about because I think about the main princess movies and the main characters that would come out of that, and who could fight and who couldn't, and who they'd kind of have to cheat to make them into something. So like, yes, Merida for sure would be a fighter because she'd have her bow and arrow, so she's got a projectile. Elsa's got her ice powers. Anna's a fighter. Anna punches dudes in the face.
You got like, pretty much the entire like princesses, all of them.
Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph will be in there.
Hero.
Mike and Sully, Hito, and Baymax. The entire
Baymax.
Big Hero 6 crew could be included because
Yep.
they all have their superhero abilities. So you'd have Wasabi, Go-Go, Honey Lemon, and Fred.
Yep, you just get the base game right, and then just keep modifying. You just keep
You
throwing
add characters.
characters.
Yeah,
in
you
it.
add characters. You
I
add.
wear them forwards and backwards and inside out.
What you do is you launch the base game for free, and then you just pay for the characters that you want.
Like
Give it the League of
Multiverses
Legends
was,
model.
at least was.
Is that what Multiverses was going for? Was pay?
Yeah,
per
you
character?
got like a couple of characters for everybody, and then every week there was a character that would be free for the week, and then you would get the in-game currency either by paying money or playing the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you would need like 10,000 whatever to get this character or that character.
It's basically just like League of Legends. You get a rotation week, so you can basically you play the characters for free, right? But they're only available for that week. And what it's trying to do is, yes, use these characters, see if you like them, and if you like them, you're gonna end up trying to purchase it.
Okay.
That's why I bought Harley and LeBron James.
So I'll go through the because I've got the Disney Magic Kingdom game is going to be the perfect way to go through OPs and IPs and stuff like that. So Encanto, you could get a couple out of that one because they've got powers. Robin Hood, I'm kind of just going in order here. Merlin could be a fighter. We know he can fight. We did your Disney. Would you include Chip and Dale, but as the Rescue Rangers? Chip and Dale.
And as a duo.
And as a duo. And include Scrooge. Because Scrooge could be a fighter, especially the new DuckTales version of Scrooge.
Bernard and Bianca together as a character.
We talked about Toy Story. Cinderella, there's not much you're going to do with them. Peter Pan, I guess Pan and Hook could probably be considered good fighters. I feel
and
like
then all the Lost Boys and all the
yeah.
pirates can be used as trophies.
Now, Pirates of the Caribbean, you could do the whole freaking roster.
You could do pretty much everybody.
Jack, Will, Elizabeth, Tia Dalma, Barbossa, and Davy Jones. Easily. Mike and
what
Sully,
I want to see is like them do Davy Jones and being like he's inside a bucket while doing this fight because it's on like in Pokemon now where you're in the water, so your Pokemon's on a little raft.
On a little raft, yeah. I guess you can include Randall Boggs with Mike and Sully, right?
I suppose.
I don't know about Wally, but I think Eve could be a fighter. Eve, I think, would be the fighter in that duo. I think Rapunzel and Flynn would be a good combo.
I think Rapunzel walking around with the cast iron pan.
Yeah.
The lizard. I forgot the name of the lizard.
Pascal.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I just got him in the game.
Rapunzel should Bianca Belair that freaking braid of hers and just start whipping people with it. Sleeping Beauty, you're not going to get much, although you should include Maleficent as a fighter. She'll probably be a villain in the game that you have to defeat.
The issue is like, yeah, a lot
She's
of these
probably
ones
the
where
boss. She's probably the hand.
Yeah, she's Master Hand.
Yeah.
Judy and Nick Wilde. Easy. You're not going to get anything out of Bambi. Jungle Book. I feel like you could do Blue and King Louie, but it might be better if you did them as Tailspin characters. Lady and the Tramp, you're not getting anything out of them. Not really Dumbo. What about Pocahontas? Just make her an airbender like they did in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
she's like, she does magic.
Yeah, exactly. Make her an airbender. Emperor's New Groove. Kronk has to be a fighter. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. You're not doing anything with Ratatouille. I like the idea of Bernard and Bianca as a duo, and you're going to have to mess with some of the character heights to make it work anyway, so...
Smash is... Holy shit, Smash. Like, I've seen videos on YouTube where we've hacked Smash so everyone's their actual height.
Yeah, so Bowser literally steps on Pichu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's characters that are not a foot tall, and there's characters that are 100 foot tall.
Right. The Incredibles, you have a full roster. We talked about Nightmare already. Frozen, we discussed. Mulan. Definitely Mulan and Li Shang, for sure. Easily. Beauty and the Beast. I guess Gaston's really the only one who would really work as a fighter. You could cheat with Belle to include her. And I guess you could have the Beast as a fighter.
The Beast, yeah.
How about Lion King? Other than Timon and Pumbaa as a duo, would you include Simba and Nala as fighters?
I think final battle Rafiki.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're like,
Final battle Rafiki. We discussed Aladdin.
But we got to be able to whoop Scar's ass. That's the issue.
Yeah.
We need to have Simba whoop Scar's ass.
I like the idea of the dwarves being palette swaps. I also like the idea of the dwarves being their own characters. So I don't know where I would go with that.
But that's like 7 characters.
If you were going to include one dwarf, would it be Grumpy?
Okay.
It'd be Sleepy because it'd be hilarious.
Oh my god. Pooh characters,
He
you're
just
not going to get.
Brings out
fighters
his
of them.
blanket and fucking hits people with it because he wants to take a nap.
I mean, I guess you get Rabbit.
There you go.
He gets angry.
Stitch.
Yeah. Lilo, just beat the shit out of the redhead girl.
Shit. All the experiments.
Yeah, you could do a whole thing with that for sure. We talked about Big Hero 6. That's pretty much a full roster. Little Mermaid's a little more challenging.
I mean, they've done stuff with Ariel being a badass.
Yeah, it'd have to be Land Ariel,
Yes.
but you could pull that off.
I mean, you could have Triton and
Wreck-It
Ursula.
Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph could be a full roster. Ralph, Vanellope, Felix, Calhoun.
Yep.
Even some of the new characters like Shank. That would work. Princess and the Frog. So, I would say yes because you want to include Tiana.
Well, I would want to say yes because you want to be able to beat up Facilier.
Facilier. I would include him too. Moana and Maui. Easy.
Obviously.
That's an easy choice.
And Hey is
as an assist.
assist.
Nemo would be like Cars. I think the Nemo characters would be assists.
And a couple levels probably.
And probably a level based on Finding Nemo.
You can do a few, or you can just like go on the. Oh, there's one where you have to jump on the backs of the turtles as they go through the channel.
Oh my god, I would probably hate that, but it would.
And then you have to dodge the jellies.
You got to dodge. Yes, dodge the jellies.
I wouldn't even. They haven't done this that I can think of, but like an underwater stage where your movement's just a little slower.
Oh god, all I'm thinking about is 0G in Fall Guys right now, and going shit. Son of a bitch. Coco. I guess if you gave Miguel a guitar.
If
Miguel and Hector.
You had a thing going on with that, yeah.
Could fight. Ooh, here we go. The Bride from the Haunted Mansion. Yes.
Just straight up the Bride from the Haunted Mansion.
Bride from the Haunted Mansion. Dude, that would be amazing.
I mean, you also could do 1 or 2 levels in the Haunted Mansion, right? You got to have the...
Well, there'd have to be a Haunted Mansion level. There'd have to be levels based on rides, too.
Yeah, yes.
Now,
I mean, you could do a whole level of just the ballroom part, you know.
Should
if
all the levels revolve around the theme park rides?
yeah, if you're doing Star Wars OP, you're gonna want to do the new trilogy characters. So I would say include Rey, Finn, Poe, BB-8 as an assist, Kylo Ren, and then also include Din Djarin as the Mandalorian. And you know what's their version of Ahsoka? Because the Rosario Dawson Ahsoka is a Disney exclusive, so go for it. And I think you've got a pretty good set list there. Onward. I
You
guess
want the brothers, but
The dad.
just the
flopping
pants,
around.
the pants, dad.
Just the pants, yeah.
And then also the Manicore.
Mm-hmm. I think Hercules, you have to include Megara, because we've shown she can hold her own. And please include Hades. Please have Hades. Brave, definitely Merida.
Mm-hmm.
Raya and the Last Dragon. There you go. You get a couple out of that easy. Raya, Shisu, and Neymari easily. Luca. Not really too much fighting going on, but you could represent. Dalmatians would be a little complicated, I don't think, to get a fighter. Unless they wanted it to be Pongo. But maybe include them as a sister stage. Pinocchio, you're not getting much out of that for fighters. Unless you just have Pinocchio as a fighter. For Up, again, I guess Carl could just swing around his cane.
And Doug can do a thing. Because it says...
I decided to help you because I love you. Turning Red. Melee can fight. So she turns into the panda. Hocus Pocus. There's 3 characters right there.
Yeah.
Hunchback. Phoebus and Esmeralda are both fighters. Throw Quasi out there to be a fighter. And then the last IP on this game is Soul. Which, I mean, I guess you could probably still pull off something with them. So, I think a Disney brawler like that needs to happen. I want it to happen. And I don't think it would be that hard to pull off. So, with that said, anybody watching who can make that happen? Anybody? Do you remember when we used to record the wrestling podcast and we would come up with these wacky ideas and then we'd actually watch them happen on TV and we're like, who is watching this? Who's listening to us? And who is doing this?
I mean, there is the one person that is the most likely, although they don't work with creative.
Yes, but I also don't think they were listening either. But at the same time, I actually don't know if they were listening or not. And I'm not going to say their name because I know that could actually get them in trouble, but he knows who he is. My old college buddy. That is likely. Somebody was definitely listening to our show and coming up with ideas. Too many things happened. It was way too coincidental. And if it was coincidental, then why the hell aren't we all working there as writers right now? Oh, because I've heard the average turnaround for a writer is 6 weeks.
What?
Yeah, because they come in, they get frustrated with the setup because none of their ideas get used, and then they quit. They hired Larry Mullins, a writer from 90210. And in one of the first meetings, Vince is talking, and he's sitting there nodding, and Stephanie rips him out of the room. She goes, Vince hates nodding. You have to knock it off. And after a couple weeks, he's like, I'm not doing this anymore. Because you have to deal with all the Vinceisms. He hates nodding. He hates sneezing. Apparently, he hates yes men, which is hilarious because Bruce Pritchard still works there. So
He surrounded himself his entire time
with yes men, but he hates yes men. Oh my god. I'll say something fun and positive about pro wrestling. 3 Legacies Wrestling, Saturday, April 29th here in Lancaster. Zoe Cannon making her debut, and she's possibly watching this, so I want to give her a shout out. And I just want you to know, Zoe, when I call your match, if you do start to cry or throw up, I will not call it that hard for you, okay? If you do throw up, please try to not do it in the middle of the ring because they only have the one canvas. So, She's gonna do great. I'm so excited for her. I'm
Try not to
so
be the new
excited.
Cloudy, please.
I'm so excited for her, and I can't wait to see her match. And she's in a tag match, so all the pressure won't be fully aggressively on
Tag
her.
match is a good way to start.
Yeah, and she's teaming with Clara Carreras, who just worked the last show and got over with the fans. And she'll face Harleen Lopez and Journey Burke. Neither one of them have worked for Three Legacies yet, so they'll all be making their debuts.
Mm-hmm.
And although, I mean, I've met Journey Burke because I met her at the Paul London seminar. She is a lawyer by day and a wrestler by night. Like it's hard, as her bio says. Oh, like it's hard? Dude, I always respect these people who have like crazy, like Kayla Sparks is actually like an IT person. She's like, yep, that's what I do all day, and then I wrestle. Like that's freaking awesome. I love that. I love when you hear about like what they actually do before they become wrestlers. And then you realize that like, yes, there is no money in independent wrestling.
There's that part in at the APW part of Beyond the Mat where the one guy's yelling at a guy in the crowd, and he stops and he goes, "This guy's day job, insurance salesman."
Yep.
What?
That's what Sweet Bobby G does. He sells insurance. Like that's yeah.
I don't sell insurance.
You guys don't sound nothing like me. By the way, Bobby G signed front row again at WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
For how I don't know how many years in a row that's going. I'm like, oh, Bobby G, there's your fan again. I don't know who those guys are.
I'm hoping it's like some inside joke between a small friend group.
Friend group has nothing to do with him.
That's
but
like from Arizona or something.
that's the Bobby G I know. So, yes, a small friend group has nothing to do with New York City Bobby G.
They're just trying to pop the boys, like all 5 of them.
I mean, that's yeah. Hi.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, we heard that.
That definitely made air.
Do you remember I think it was the first episode of Club Kayfabe Wrestle Talk that was on CKCC radio where friggin' Lily screamed and the show came to a halt because y'all heard it.
Yeah.
Just like I hear a cat, like yes you did. Lily's here and would like to express her opinion. The Wheel of Fortune stream I think is still my favorite though. Because she got
Which is up right here on the Twitch.
Yes. Because she got in the microphone. I'm like, I don't know. Because she was standing right next to the Yeti. Because I had the Yeti on the arm of the couch. And here's the Yeti, right? You can kind of see it on my camera right here. And she's literally right here. And I'm like, I don't know if she's going to say anything. And then right on cue, she friggin' screamed into it. So, I always appreciate cat cameos in all their splendid glory. And Eric's dog
Cat
made a
meows.
cameo earlier.
No,
outside
Kira, that's my Red Bull.
Oh yeah, please don't give your cat Red Bull. Good God. Do you, when your cats get the zoomies?
Yep.
Does it sound like an earthquake? You can answer Rebecca. I know she's calling you.
Oh, okay. What? Hold on a sec. Sorry, guys.
No,
What's
you're
up?
fine.
I'm recording.
We're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
It's okay. You can go talk to Rebecca real quick.
Okay. Well,
You have 2 stories in your house, right?
yes.
Okay. So when the cats get the zoomies and they're upstairs, what does it sound
Yeah.
like?
Well, you see how that cat tower is very close to the wall?
Oh,
They like to jump away from the wall. So it hits it and you just
thunk.
it shakes everything. And you're like, what the fuck was that? And you swear like the TV fell off the mount or something. No, it's just the cat jumping.
It's just a cat.
I mean, my old cat was like 6 pounds at her heaviest, and she was just a boom, 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 because she grew up in the middle of a meadow, and we fully believe that she learned most of her everything from stray dogs. So she never learned a cat. She never learned a cat.
Dude, when Lily's the one that always gets me because she's the smallest cat, but she makes the most noise when she jumps down from any surface. And like you'll be sitting downstairs and you'll hear thunk, and you're like, oh, is that the dresser falling over? No, just Lily's fat ass just hitting the ground, all 9 pounds of her, and then you hear dudunk 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 down the stairs, and then oh, it's Lily. Perry, on the other hand, is like super stealth. and he moves like a ghost, like a spirit. And all of a sudden, he's just there. You're like, you didn't hear him coming at all. Lily, you hear everything from her. It's funny, but also somewhat disturbing. What the frig? Oh, it's Lily. Okay.
Our cats don't go downstairs anymore. Now that Yasha is like here, they don't want to go downstairs, and Yasha doesn't want to come upstairs, and it's really bad.
So they've literally claimed territory in the house.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is what ends up happening. Sometimes Yasha does come up here, and then Kiri beats her up. just smacks her in the face. Just whack.
Do they do like the hyper? Yeah, that one, like just the hyper paw.
Yeah, like they turn into like Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Just like I don't know how many hits though, but it was a lot.
Yasha's health bar is just going down.
And like, meanwhile, the dog is just getting sad. Like not hurt, just like, oh, I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. And sometimes when the cats go downstairs, they forget there's a dog here, and the dog's like, oh, you're in my territory now, and will chase the cats back upstairs. And I haven't decided which one is worse. The dog actually getting hit or the cats being chased away. Because when the cats like move, they drift. They move so fast, they drift on carpet.
Do they get the?
On the carpet?
Like,
do they get
our stairs aren't
the sparks for the boost, like in Mario Kart, so they can zoom faster?
Yeah,
that's how you know you're.
That's what it looks like. So up here we have like just it's carpet, but downstairs it's laminate floor. And when you're at a standstill and to pick up speed, they're like sliding, and then they move.
Do they run in place first before they get going because they're on the slipperier surface?
Yes.
Like
and then when they get to the stairs where they have to make a immediate left, right? They got to make that 90-degree turn, and there's no carpet there. The wall helps them. And they just they turn their body hits wall, run up the stairs.
Yeah, so like in our house we have the one staircase, right? But at the very bottom landing, you have to make a full 90-degree left turn, and then there's one final step. And then, there's like the little step, and then there's the landing, and then you have to turn to go up the stairs. And that's where the food bowl is, at the very bottom of the stairs. So that's the popular location. But Perry, when he's hyper, and there's always Perry has perfected the art of making 90-degree turns in the air. So he will fly down the stairs, halfway falling, because he misses half the steps. If there's 12 stairs on that landing, he hits 5 at best. And by the time he gets to the landing, he's either already turned, so he can just hit the landing and make that motion, or he's physically just there. Like, he just lands sideways and goes. But the thing is, to get back into the hallway to get to the living room, you have to make another 90-degree turn. And he does it so damn flawlessly. I don't understand how he pulls it off. Cat physics, man. Cat physics.
The one thing that my cat does, not Kiri, but Kitty, will go downstairs. Kitty does not give a fuck about anything in this house. Everything is her territory. She will go downstairs. The dog will get up to like chase her, get in her face, and she will stare at her straight in the eyes. And the dog's like, I don't know what to do. I didn't plan this far ahead, and just sit there. And Kitty's like, yeah, it's right, and just fucking keep going.
It's like that Plankton meme. Like, I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I realized I'd messed up. Cat physics just don't make sense to me. Like, that's a whole different level. Like, I need Neil deGrasse Tyson here to analyze that shit, because I don't get cat physics at all. I'm amazed at what they can pull off, like mid-air, like tumble salts and everything, like full on backflips, and
it's crazy.
Did they ever do the hyper thing where they get on their belly and like their arms are stretched out?
Um,
and their friggin' pupils are dilated and full, where like, and they
not
just take off.
not really. Kiri will do this thing where like she'll start kicking the air.
Oh, that's always fun. I like that.
Yeah, she'll like turn around, take her front paws, attach them to the carpet, and then take her back feet and just go for no reason, nothing there.
That's amazing. I want to see
And I was
that.
like, cool. I got to record that one day because I've never seen a cat do it, but like, whatever.
One of my favorite things that Perry does, he has the turbo pad. It's a little ball in the plastic bin. In the middle, there's a scratch pad. What he'll do is instead of, they're supposed to like hit the ball around and go after it. He'll hit the ball and then he'll fall over and grip onto the pad and start rabbit kicking it with his back feet so the ball will come back to him and then he'll hit it again. Like, do you not know how to play with this toy? And of course, in his mind, he's just like, I play with this just fine. Like,
yeah, this is the right way.
This is how I play. This is how Perry plays. Like,
you do it the wrong way because you are big dumb cat.
Yeah, that's what they think we are. They think we're big dumb cats. That's why I love cats so much. They think we are the biggest, dumbest cats.
You don't even know how to hunt. How you gonna live through the week?
Why are you walking on two of your legs?
Do they have a preferred human food?
The cats?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But they go fucking crazy when they smell salmon.
So, whenever Shannon's cooking and she's using cheese, shredded cheese, they know the sound of the shredded cheese bag.
Wow.
And suddenly, cats.
Our cat was
Cats
like,
ever.
"You're opening a can? That must be tuna."
Yeah, that has to be for me.
Yeah,
has to be tuna for me.
that's so we have like
I was like,
we have
"No,
a little
it's
corn
it's
with the snap can thing."
Mhm.
yeah.
The moment they heard that, I swear to you, they weren't there.
It's like
They
back in the
blinked,
day,
and then
shaking
they
the
were
little thing with the treats in it, right? And they just come running.
Oh yeah, and they know the sound of the treat box too. Like if I shake that, I'll hear thunk from upstairs, followed by thunk number 2, and I'm always interested to see which one arrives first.
There's this video of like a small white cat, and its owner is like cleaning its bowl out and giving it more food, and it is crying in the most distress. And word is, if you play it loud in your house, your cat will show up concerned over this baby cat.
Yes.
And it worked. It worked on my cat.
Yeah, I've tested some of those before and had success with them, which always cracked me up. Always cracked me up. Like, just how to make a cat appear. Check out these noises. And, especially when, like, you don't know where the cat is, and then the cat just appears and you don't know where it was. You're like, I don't know. Did you just teleport here? Like, did you activate a secret portal that I'm not aware of? Did you
I am
apparate?
very fast.
I was like, all the doors are closed. How the fuck? Like,
Well, that's Perry's big quirk, is he doesn't like when doors are closed. And we have the handles on the doors inside the house. Thank God our front door doesn't have this, because he has figured out how to get himself on the handle and pull, and will thus open the door. So the downstairs bathroom, which is right next to the front door, is his favorite thing to open. And there are times when I'd like come home from work and open the front door and hear thunk as the door collides with another door. And the thing is, he doesn't even go in there half the time. He just opens it to open it, and then he walks away.
They like the option.
Yeah, I don't like this.
They don't want to go in. They want the door open though, so they can go.
Your cats follow you in the bathroom?
if cats were parents, these are the parents that would take the door off the fucking frame. No closed doors in my house.
Nothing like taking a dump and then you hear the
Yeah, you're like,
them
what
underneath the door.
Like,
Or-
you don't want to be in here. I don't want to be in here.
So I would warn you guys of this. If you ever stay over at my house and you go to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, just be aware that Perry may be in the tub. He likes to just hang out and sit in there.
Cats love the tub, and just like I can make you not love the tub real quick.
Oh, Shannon bathes them in the tub and they still go in it.
Yeah, they love it right after you leave too.
Yeah,
It's like,
no.
okay, so you like it speckled with water, but if I turn this thing,
If I turn this thing on, that's the end of it. My
you're gonna
favorite
hate me
is
for the rest of your life.
my favorite was always been like very rarely do I actually will like fill the tub with water and take a bath, and I only ever do that like as a relaxing tool, or if my back's really hurting, I fill the tub with that nice hot water and then I just soak in it. But I leave the bathroom door open when I do that. And my favorite is like Perry will come in and he'll perch himself up on the tub and like look in the water. His nostrils are going nuts, sniffing it. And I'm like, I promise you, you don't want to come in here, dude. You don't want this. I promise you, this is not the time for you to come in the tub. I don't want this, because if you come in here and have a panic attack, the claws will come out and there will be lots of blood in the water. My blood.
I might not have no balls.
All right. What else did I want to talk about today? I know I mentioned a couple of things before we went on the air. I did mention I have been watching The Last of Us. I've been enjoying it. I'm watching it at a much slower pace than I thought I was going to watch it at, because I'm just bad with I don't binge anything. I knew stuff was going to happen. I was not prepared for the emotional toll the show was still going to take on me, and that's despite knowing what's going to happen, because I've gotten that far in the game. So kudos to them for really doing a great job. Pedro Pascal, perfect casting, by the way. I love him as Joel. I love that role. My God, Bella Ramsey as Ellie is phenomenal.
That meme that I posted, just Pedro Pascal going around the world collecting orphans.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been keeping up with The Mandalorian. 2 episodes left. I've been really liking this season.
Are you caught up?
Yeah.
With Mandalorian?
I have seen none of it this season, so
Okay.
Never mind.
So I won't spoil the newest episode.
I have seen things.
But like the cameos and everything?
I know about a JB and an L's with some Z's.
All right, so let's talk about that real quick. Why the hell is this the lowest rated episode of the entire series?
I don't know.
I don't know
a weird
either.
Episode, but like it was a good episode.
It was a fun episode, and they brought back the battle droid, and Matthew Wood did the voice, and it was funny because they used the Clone War humor for it. I don't get it. I don't get why this is the lowest rated episode of the entire series. There were clearly episodes that deserve to be lower rated.
I think it did a lot of justice for the droids. It's like they are sentient.
And I love Mando's just hatred of droids. He's just friggin' kicking it repeatedly, like, just out of anger. Because he hates droids. I thought the power couple was great. I loved that Christopher Lloyd is in the Star Wars universe now. Like, that's amazing. And he can do no wrong. He played his role perfectly, too. So I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, I'm happy because I get to see Sasha Banks back. And then I didn't realize that was going to be my 4th favorite cameo by the end of the episode. Like, and I don't know anything about Lizzo, or I don't know any of her music or anything. I know she's like a polarizing character, but I thought she did great. And of course, that episode aired the same day I saw the Mario movie, and I watched it after I got home from the Mario movie, so I'm just like, I just can't get away from Jack Black today. This is just a Jack Black day. Like, do I need to go watch School of Rock when I'm done with this? I should have.
Yes, the answer is always
I
yes.
should have. I totally should have, because like I have an urge to watch that movie now because Jack Black. So like, I don't know. Is it because of how the episode ended? Is that why people are upset? Like, I could kind of see that being a thing, because maybe they wanted a more battle drawn out conclusion. But again, I don't have a problem with it. Lowest rated the entire series. I don't really get that. Like, yeah, hi. It's kind of like when I watched, like, it's almost the equivalent of going and seeing, like, what's the lowest rated episode of Rick and Morty, and how is it not freaking, that first season episode with Morty's son? You're just like, people really hated these couple episodes more than that one? Okay. If you say so. But, yes. Hi. Hey, baby. Just looking around like,
What
what
are you
is
looking
this?
at? Those my studio lights?
This is the first time I've seen this room. Because I am a cat. And I act like everything is the first time I've seen anything.
She's very cuddly today.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And talkative. All right. Eric, you want to give some life advice? You got the robe on.
Sure. What questions he got for me?
Well, nobody asked anything. So I'm just going to ask for some life advice myself.
Oh, I thought we had one already.
No, nobody replied. But
Okay.
you put the robe on. I'm not going to deprive you of this. So the whole idea is we kind of wanted to do a whole series on this and like give like we're going to actually give real advice, but we're going to have fun with it before we get to that point because it's me and Eric. Dan, you might want to jump in on this too because like we could have a ton of fun with this. We're going to give real advice and everything, but like we have to do it our way too. So Eric's got the robe. He's ready to do this. All right, Eric. Here's an actual thing that's plaguing me in my life that maybe you could offer some advice on. I know someone who's not in a good state of mind right now, and I'd really like to check in on them, but they're in a no contact, block everybody mood, so I have no way to contact them. But I really just want to make sure that they're okay. What would be a good way of doing that? The floor is yours.
Have they said they don't want you to contact them?
Yeah, it's strongly hinted. I wouldn't say it outright, but enough hints make me think that probably shouldn't outright contact them. Did I give you a stumper?
I think you gave me a little bit of a stumper.
Oh, boy. Is he going to have a funny answer, though, before he gives the real answer?
Like Hollywood Squares.
All right. So how do you know this person? And what makes you think that they're not okay?
Well, they're a friend who I know has issues and personal things, and just from hanging out with them and talking with them and knowing about them, I have a pretty good idea as to what's wrong, and I have a pretty good grasp on their negative mental health. So I know they're not okay. What the hell was that?
The dog coming in.
And the battle begins.
See,
Who's your fighter?
normally I have somebody who doesn't want contact. I do what I want anyway. So I go over and bring like a case of beer, and I'll sit down and I won't say a word. And they'll be like, "What are you doing?" And I'll be like, "None of your fucking business." And I'll hand them a beer. We're like, "Let's watch the game." And then we'll just watch TV or whatever. That's it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Watch the game. What friggin' game are you watching? You're not a sports
Game.
guy.
I'm not a sports guy. You're right.
What
That's
game
why I
are
said
you
or
watching?
TV or something.
No, the
I
game
watch
is
esports. Okay.
all right.
Can watch my Cloud9 team.
What's the car soccer game that everybody likes?
Rocket League.
Rocket League. There you go. That's the game that you're putting on.
That's the game. Yeah.
Or you can try to watch Matt play League of Legends and get pissed.
I would just get pissed with him.
I don't like this game anymore. I could go to their house. I think that could cause issues though, but
Issues for you or issues for them?
it could be kind of a two-way street there.
How long has this been this one happening?
This one we are at little over 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan, feel free to jump in. I know you don't have the fancy robe.
I would say send them a short text just saying that you love them and you're there for them, and when they're ready, you're there, and then give them their space again.
The problem is, I have suspicion that my number is blocked, so a text may not be an option. I mean, I could just send a text, but it might just ring hollow and sit there and do nothing.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. You need to send a dick pic.
I don't even have a response to that.
I'm like, where's he going with this one?
I kind of knew that's where you were going with that. As soon as you said picture's worth 1,000 words, I'm like, son of a bitch, here we go. All right. You're lucky this is actually a female we're talking about and not a guy. Although, you know what? Whatever.
Hey, I don't judge.
Whatever. Here it is. Let the fury commence. I have never once in my life sent a dick pic to anyone.
But have you taken them?
No, I have not. Because I don't want that shit out there. I've never taken one.
I've never taken just one.
It's like every time you're like, oh, no, lighting's not right.
Right? This one needs a cowboy hat. Just dress it up. Put little gun holsters on it. Guess what it shoots? Anyway.
If you're thinking jizz, you're correct.
YouTube, it's been great having you. Thanks for hosting us up to the cancellation date of April, whatever the fuck today is, the 9th, I think.
Yes, it is the 9th. As we record.
Would I don't know if this is even a bad idea or a weird idea. What if they got a handwritten letter?
I was just thinking maybe a card or something. Yeah.
Card might be a good one too.
I feel like, I don't know.
And then Eric's gonna say, and put a picture of your dick in it.
A Hallmark classic. Sign.
This is the start of every great Hallmark Christmas movie, by the way. Is the scene where she gets the card and opens it up and there's just a picture of a dick.
You're like, what is it? No one's
like,
100% a dick. That's it.
Turns a
if
little
you
sideways.
come to this random ranch in the middle of nowhere.
Every Hallmark movie is the same. Did I tell you guys I wanted to do a Hallmark movie parody? Just take all the tropes and just do it ass backwards. And just shoot like a short movie. And it was literally going to be called Hallmark Christmas movie.
So you leave the family farm to move to the big city.
And that's where you find love. Exactly. I was gonna take all the tropes and then reverse them. But it would be the guy as the focal point instead of the girl. Because it's always about the girl finding love.
Plot twist. The love is just a Corvette.
I mean, that would be the car, right? Like,
yeah.
If I had to get the choice, that would be the car. Which brand of car has the most dickhead drivers? Who would you say? Or is it even a brand?
I could give you a make and a model.
Is it a Kawasaki motorcycle, like, or
Kawasaki
Harley?
Ninjas rule? Kawasaki Ninjas
Why isn't it an Audi Quattro?
Yeah, Audi drivers. Holy crap! I don't think I've ever had a good experience with an Audi driver. How about an old Mercedes?
A boat on wheels?
Which make and model were you going to say, Dan? Was it Honda Civic?
No, Ford Mustang.
Okay.
I talked to you about that last time we talked.
Yeah.
here's the issue with Ford Mustangs. Right? They're very. It's a very entry level
Yeah,
sports car.
that's what I said. It's babies first.
Babies first, just like Civics.
Yeah. So you're gonna get a
it's
bunch
cheap.
of assholes who don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yep.
And on the other extreme, you're gonna have a bunch of assholes who do know what the fuck they're doing.
You chose to drive this Mustang. You deserve your engine problems. I was gonna say, what about like just lifted pickup trucks in general?
I mean, like,
Which brand would that be? Would it be Ford or Dodge? You think would be like the bigger?
well, Dodge is out of the game. Dodge does nothing right. I'm not wrong. I'm not. They got decent trucks, but like they're like the C tier of vehicles.
I love that you brought it
Right.
full circle. We're back to tier listings.
We'll do this tier list, right? We'll go with sports cars. Who's got the A list sports cars? We'll do American brand right now. What do you think?
Honestly, probably Chevy because the Corvette and the Camaro. Those are the first two I thought of.
Okay.
Dan?
I just know like actual like what I want it in quality and stuff because I know too many bad stories about people in their Mustang. Because my parents belong to car clubs, and they've had so many events canceled and hosting places say we're not hosting it anymore because of those idiots with their Mustangs.
There you go.
But
There you have
But yeah, I would still put Corvette up top.
That's
Okay.
like the if I'm gonna have an American sports car, that's the one that I want is a Corvette.
I wouldn't mind a Camaro, honestly, because I feel like
Camaro would probably be
Corvette
number
is
two.
great. Don't get me wrong, but it's also not very practical.
But I'm not getting it for the practicality.
Right. See, if it was just me and someone else, then a Corvette, right? But like, I also know I'm probably gonna end up needing something like a truck or SUV, something with a little bit more cargo space, because I'm gonna end up working on shit.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys are interested, that's what a Corvette looks like in 2022.
God damn.
Yeah, not bad. So no Dodge Vipers then? We're not
My
doing
best friend in high school was a Viper guy.
He was a Viper guy.
Yeah.
See, the Viper is good, but like, who can afford it?
True. You know, Cadillac.
Okay, it's still a GM product.
Well, here's your 22 Camaro.
That's a nice Camaro.
That's pretty nice. I'll say that, yeah.
But Dodge doesn't really have anything. Where they got the Challenger and the
Yeah, I was
Charger,
just thinking the Challenger, the Charger.
and both of them have like devastating recalls.
Yeah.
They don't do nothing right. They look great. That's what I'm saying.
I know this isn't American, but what's Toyota's big sports car? Supra, I guess?
Supra.
Would that be the big one, I guess?
Yeah, no, they got a.
I just pulled up their list here.
Their basic car is the Celica. That's their everyday car.
They have a version of a Corolla that's considered a sports car. The GR86. Yeah, those were really like the only 5 things that came up. The Supra is like, I guess the Supra really is like the big one. But I mean,
the Toyota 86. Okay. Toyota 86 is a BRZ. It's a Subaru, dude.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, I can't.
Oh, the Subaru.
Subarus make a lot of sense. We're up here, honestly.
We have a lot of Subarus in this area too. I've noticed. Is there a other than obviously the Ford, because I'll never own a Ford. Is there like a brand of car that you just would never own, even if you had like the choice? You're just like, no.
A Dodge.
Yeah, so Dodge is yours. Yeah.
Like Dodges, there's one vehicle from Dodge that I'll have, that I will drive, and that's their Ram pickup truck from, I can't even think of the years, but like it's honestly it's a solid fucking truck, and it looks good, it runs good, and it was super cheap.
Do I have a Hemi?
Yeah.
Dan, you got I know you're not a driver, but if you had a choice and somebody offered you a car, like what's a car that you would be like, no, just from the brand alone?
Just to know?
Yeah, just no.
Daewoo.
Just a flat out no. I ain't driving that.
What's that French brand?
A Fiat.
No. They make like pickup trucks actually.
Let's see.
No, not pickup trucks, semi trucks.
Not Bugatti.
No.
French car brands. Venturi, Bugatti. What you got? I can't pronounce them. Renault. Citroen. Is that it?
Might not be French then.
Maybe not. I don't know. I'm trying to look up like French car brands and signs. Axiom. Holy crap. I can't even pronounce half of these. What the hell?
I only know about the brand because of European Truck Simulator.
Renault, Bugatti, Citroen, Puegut? Peugeot. I'm probably butchering the hell out of that. Alpine?
Peugeot.
Cujo? Crazy ass dog.
List of truck manufacturers.
Of course, microcars is friggin' French. I should have known that. Good old French. Oh, it's pronounced Peugeot.
Yeah, Peugeot.
Jesus Christ. It's just... No.
Here we go. Look at this. The cheapest fucking truck that you can get from Dodge is their 1500 Classic, and that starts off at 30.
1500 Classic, you say? Let's take a look. Okay. I mean, that's not... Yeah, all right. Not the worst in the world.
Yeah, it's just a cheap little truck.
Cheap little truck, yeah.
That's the only thing on that entire lineup that I would get.
Yeah,
I would get the other lineups, right? But I don't think they're worth the price.
All right. Well, that was bonus life advice from Eric. What car to not get. There you go, Eric. You got 2 out of that.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Well, with that, fellas, I think I had to go a while ago. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're at a long episode here. I want to thank everybody tuned in and watched. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Go check out my buddy Andy just posted some drum covers of Metallica and also Pink Floyd that are really cool to watch. Twitch.tv/CKCC online. The link is in the description of this video. Please support the channel. Dan and I will be much more active on there. Eric and I are going to keep trying to come back every Sunday night and really make this consistent because, again, we're affiliated now. We got to be doing this more often. So we'll try to come back, get Dan involved some more, bring the Nerd Table back, and maybe get Rob and Matt on here and do a whole freaking thing. We can have a ton of fun. It could be a whole Sunday night tradition. Just a perfect way to end your weekend by listening to us rant about crap. I mean, it'd be fun for me.
Yeah, I'll give you more life advice.
Yes, please provide more life advice. More content coming to the YouTube channel. I didn't really get a chance to talk about it, but the Multiversal Wrestling Federation is on its way. I've prepared the first card. I'm going to record the game footage. Dan and I are going to lay down some commentary, and we're going to get Eric involved with that too, because I've already got like matches that Eric came up with from the last time I was going to do this. I believe the big one you wanted was Michael Jackson versus Prince. I'm going to let Eric make a 6-match card of whatever he wants, and as long as I can find the people to do it, I'm going to make that an Eric show, and he's going to call it with us. So if you really want Goku versus Superman, I'll make it happen. Or if you want Goku versus Rey Mysterio, I'll make that happen. Like, it's whatever you want. I just know there's going to be anime involved, so I'm going with the anime references. So yeah, new content coming and more trivia and stuff. I've started looking at some more trivia things that I want to do and get you guys involved with that too. So check that out. Super Nintendo Melee returning very soon, possibly this week. I think I am going to bring it back this week, one evening, just sit down and play some Mario World. So Dan will probably hang out and join me for that one. And if not, I'll have the chat open. And we'll try to get back to our weekly gaming sessions, Fall Guys and Mario Party and other stuff. Get the party back together. And if you have any suggestions, if you guys have requests and everything, let us know. But support the Twitch and support the YouTube channel. We appreciate it. Follow us on all the socials. Dan, how can they find you on social?
HH2 News on Twitter and Insta.
And I already know what Eric's going to say. Don't find me.
Yeah, pretty much.
We already know what Eric's answer is there. At Chris O'Mealy at Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, not Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram. So, gentlemen, as always, a pleasure. Dan, thank you for joining Eric and I on this fine Sunday evening. Happy Easter to everybody. Happy Bunny Day for those of you who play Animal Crossing. Zipper's nightmare fuel, so I can't wait to not see him for another year. And I can't end the episode just yet because Eric hasn't said the thing. So, Eric, if
Be
you would,
excellent to one another.